Hello, welcome to episode 2 / week 1 of my trading journal. So pretty much today I'm just going to recap how the week went, the trades I made, and any thoughts I have. We'll get into that now. Okay, so here was the first trade I made. It was a losing trade, unfortunately. Just a quick rundown of it. So the bias of the day was long due to a 4-hour and 1-hour fair value gap both being revisited, as well as a 4-hour market structure shift. So I either did my trades in the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame. So in this situation, I scaled down to the 5-minute time frame, which I found these equal lows here and here. Once they were formed and then eventually swept, I was looking for a supporting confluence. I did find an IFVG here, but I really wasn't happy with my entry, especially after the trade. 1, 2, 3, 4 times before finally closing above this fair value gap over here. So I really wasn't happy with my entry in this trade. My stop loss was 4 ticks below this, and my target was aiming for these highs, so a 2-to-1 ratio. Another reason why I didn't like this trade is because there was a Fibonacci extension that stopped before my take profit, so really wasn't happy with that. And you can clearly tell where it failed as well. It failed to close above this 300% range, and eventually I did get stopped out. Now we're on to the second trade of the week. This trade was a much better entry in comparison to the previous trade, despite the same result in terms of hitting my stop loss. There was equal highs here that were not swept from this candle here up until this large candle over here. I was just waiting for a IFVG to form, which it did here. Signs of a reversal. The bias for the trade was short due to a 1-hour fair value gap and a market downtrend, but it wasn't that convincing direction. My stop loss was 24 ticks above the sweep, so this is on the mini Nasdaq. The previous trade was the mini S&P, just missing out on my break-even point, which is 1.5 ratio. This large candle here was from a Trump announcement, which was spontaneous. It was a random Trump announcement. I did end up losing the trade, so definitely much better than the previous one, however. On to the next trade. Okay, this is the third and final trade of the week. Significantly better than the previous two, especially since the first one. It's gone from mediocre trade to a decent trade to a good trade. There was these equal highs up here, and they were swept, and same sort of thing, IFVG formed, and I just waited for the retrace in this occasion to enter. The bias for this trade was short due to a 1-hour bearish fair value gap that was revisited with these equal highs here. These highs got swept. It was much more convincing. And in the mini Nasdaq, there was a SMT divergence with the S&P, which hinted towards a bearish bias, again supporting my trade idea. So my stop loss was at this time 4 ticks above the sweep, and my take profit, I was aiming for these equal lows down here. 2-to-1 was at the 2.335 extension as well, so it was a really good target for liquidity draws. I was quite happy with this trade. Definitely much better than the previous. That's all the trades for the week. So now on to the final rundown for the week. We had 3 total trades, 1 winning trade, 2 losing trades, so a win percentage of 33.33%. We did lose $37.30. However, that's not my focus. My focus is getting this win percentage as high as I possibly can for each week. And that's it. Thank you for watching week 2 of my trading journal. Hope you all have a good one.